Oh yeah. Bye, Matt. Bye, Sam. Oh, there is Bartek. So this is the end of Bloodstock.
My tent is my grave thing.
A beer tower. What a heavy day.
You can't work out. The girls is trying to be later.
Well, we had a good festival, boys.
Yep. Just
I slept for everyone leaving.
one casualty at the minute.
Whoops. What size is that shirt, Joe?
Look, Bill's tent. You can put your tent over here.
The traditional
The moment
popping.
you know the festival is over.
The popping of the airbag.
What would be? The festival is over. Sad.
Ow. So long as we've managed to not burst an airbag though.
Yeah. Do you remember the first one we broke?
Yeah.
Joe!
Just told you I was doing it.
Dude, I guess we ain't taking the tent home.
The people's elbow. That's probably one of my favorites.
Bye, tent. Bye, Joe. That's it. Bloodstock over, darling. Beers everywhere.
Did you have a good festival?
I had a wonderful festival.
It was fucking a lot of fun.
The last night was the best night by a long way. By a long way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The bomber's gone. What was your favourite bit of the festival?
Amon and Amarth last night was pretty epic.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we was all together,
We were all together, all dancing.
all fucking about.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was fun.
The after parties were fun.
Mm. They do shut really early though, and it's so
Yeah,
quiet.
It's disappointing when it's like 2 o'clock, everyone has to fucking leave. It does suck.
It forces you to cause chaos, you know?
But it's just because we've come from Grasspot where it goes on till like 6 AM.
Yeah.
And we like set up for the whole night of partying, and here it's like 2 o'clock bye.
Mm.
It's a
I
bit
think
more-
they'd have less drama on the campsites
Yeah,
if it was later, but there's probably some sound restriction or
Yeah,
noise bullshit.
that's what it is.
Chubb,
Child, that
surprise
was,
of the weekend, like
yeah, that was one of
skipped
my,
a proper band to see them as well.
That was one of my highlights. They were
Yeah.
so good. They're
What a
so
crowd.
funny.
What a crowd, everyone was pumped to see that.
Such lovely people. It was really, really good.
It was quality meeting Pete Devlin,
Yeah.
the Donuters. Like, we all had a proper good time at the end of that set as well. All dancing around together, and it's all love, you know. Got to say goodbye to Vyte. That was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Took me a few days to get around that,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I put that to bed.
Yeah.
Me and Tyler had a little cry last night. That was nice, and got rid of a lot of frustration over the whole situation, you know. Yeah, that was a big deal for us. So you may be wondering what happened with our favourite part of the festival, Bartek putting down his tent. Well, where is Bartek?
Lost in the crowds.
Yeah.
My son who's still asleep in the
Right, they told him to move his tent, or pack down his tent. He packed it down and then moved it to someone else's camp and then went back to sleep. So he's still in there, but we don't know where he is. So I hope he gets home. Bartek, if you watch these, I hope to see you again.
Hitchhiking down the M4, down the M4 or whatever.
Probably. Bye, Bloodstock.
Oh, Bloodstock. There you go.
That's the moment you know you're leaving, right?
Yep.
The last crossing for a year or so.
Yeah, buddy.
That is literally, isn't it?
So, Ruby's dead. Joe's fucked. The boys are off. Bloodstock, done. But there's a bit of a queue to leave. Goes the whole way around. But it was a good festival. Now we're suffering. Now we're fucked. The field is slowly emptying out. We're alive. We're coming to. Ruby's asleep in the boot.
And where is Bartek?
Bartek's gone.
Bartek is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And look, my shoes are all together. Look at that.
Yeah.
They survived! we had one wounded shoe this whole weekend, didn't we? In Scots.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bill, my shoes are good this time.
Farewell.
Really well.
We're gonna have to brave it and start our journey. Okay. Yeah. Alright, mate. All finished. Bye, Bloodstock.
We are on the way home. We're about 4 hours into the journey. We've just had a little rest in the services.
Yeah.
And we're back on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a shit journey home, quite slow.
Yeah, so many 50s.
Yeah, 50 mile an hour the whole way.
It's just long.
So, nearly home.
Nearly home.
Yeah.
If I wasn't too old for this before, I'm too old for this now. Here we go again. This time, arctangent, which I'm still learning how to say. Gotta be honest, I was secretly hoping that wouldn't start, so Ruby would have to drive the 4 hours it's gonna take us to get there. But here we go again. Our tangent form a sugar. 1 second. So here we go. Getting a character, right? Getting a character. This is a personal thing for us because this was the band at Bloodstock that I didn't get to see because Vyte died during it. So yeah, we're gonna try and put this to bed mentally for us. It was a very, very difficult time, and this is sort of the completion of that. We've done the Amon, we've done the year anniversary, and this will be sort of clear slate, you know. But yeah, gonna be a moment for us too, and here we go, our tangent.
We will go.
To Bristol.
Hooray! I've never been to Bristol, so.
I went once and I ended up with an Audi TT.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, that's no more silly cars. So we just got the cruise control working that I didn't know was a thing until just now. We've done 50 mile an hour the entire M1 and we find cruise control now. I thought it was broken.
Yeah.
Now it actually decides to work.
Perfect moment.
Yeah, perfect moment right at the end of it. After like 700 miles of 50 mile an hour zones over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But hey.
Here.
So,
We are
currently on our way to our tangent, which I'm
Yeah.
going to learn how to say by the time we get there.
en route to Bristol to Arctangent, but we couldn't do our Bloodstock highlights on the way back from Bloodstock because we got back really late and it was pitch black and we couldn't film. So
And I was absolutely knackered.
yeah, and we were a bit brain dead and weren't really coming out with anything worth listening to anyway. So we thought instead, now we're back in the daylight, we would talk about our Bloodstock experience.
Yeah.
Band highlights for me. Hatebreed, I thought were really, really fun. It was cool to see them at Pitfest, and again,
Totally different style of set,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
really cool, really fun. Like, no complaints there, I thought they were brilliant. Combi Christ was really fun. We had a good time in there in the tent, having a little rave. That was great. I just seen a few bands that I don't really listen to, but I really enjoyed, such as Carcass. I don't really listen to them, but I thought they were really cool. Same with Whitechapel. I have not really listened hugely to them, but I really, really enjoyed their set. Obviously, Amon Amarth was like our highlight from the headliners, and that was the best I've ever seen them. I thought they sounded absolutely perfect, and we had a good laugh. And jump. It was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
That was like really cool to see our friends and fuck around and have a laugh. That really perked me up. Yeah, that really perked me up on that day because it was just really hot. We were all a bit dead, and then we went to see Chubb, and then we were all like
Energetic.
boosted. Yeah, so that was really cool. Yeah, that was probably my top 5 things. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you with Chubb. I think that was a massive surprise. I think they were such a massive hit with everybody because of the atmosphere, the general vibe, the dinosaurs in the pit, the energy that they brought.
Silliness.
They brought a sense of big occasion and they appreciated it.
Yeah.
The beer bong stuff, the crowd interaction, everything was really good.
Yeah.
Um,
They were brilliant.
yeah, we got a chance to, like, with all the YouTube guys, we all met up right at the end of the set, and we all had a catch up and fuck around, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
That, like, you know, like we all get on, you know, off camera. It was all good to see each other, give each other a nice cuddle, and, you know, chat shit, muck around.
And we do genuinely get on. It's
Yeah.
not like we have to sort of pretend or whatever. We just have a laugh. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
And you know, there's no fakery between any of these channels. They're all exactly what you see.
Yeah.
Like, which is awesome for it to see from different angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really nice highlight. It was so like, what else did we do?
You like to clutch?
Yeah, Clutch was cool. Joe had waited 12 years to see Clutch since the last time we see him, and then got so drunk he missed it and slept through the set. So for the rest of the festival, we kept saying Clutch was amazing, man. It was so good. Like, you would have loved to have seen Clutch. What's that on your shirt? Oh, have you got a gearbox? What's the gearbox connected to? Is it Clutch? Like, oh, it's so funny. I'm just clutching at jokes now.
Yeah, we were taking the piss so bad.
The time.
And I didn't even watch Clutch, and I was like, it was the best thing. That was a highlight of the weekend for me. Like, nothing's ever going to compare to Clutch.
When another highlight with Joe. I mean, there was a few with Joe. He was on top form.
Yeah,
he was
Joe was
really
a
happy.
laugh.
When he spilled his beer on himself,
Oh,
he was
no.
queued up for like 40 minutes to get a cider, just spilled it on his foot, and then queued up again.
And then immediately spilled the entire
Blamed
thing
everyone else.
all over his foot, and then cried. And then, but that was that when we were? No, that was the first time that happened. And then remember when you were you there when James was spinning everyone round, spinning Joe around, and like doing the silly when we were watching Flogging Molly, we were all like doing silly Irish dancing, like spinning and spinning, and Joe, we managed to protect all the drinks, but Joe kicked over his own drink right at the
Then
last
blamed
minute,
everyone else.
and then was all upset about it again, and then he had to queue up again. Oh my god, he was fuming. So that was hilarious.
I say little things like that really made the festival for me personally this year.
Yeah.
Economy Christ were good. It was nice to see it. For me, it was nice to see a set that wasn't the hits, because I've seen the hits quite a few times now, and it was nice to see new stuff. Not everyone agreed with me. There was a lot of negativity towards that.
Get over it,
That was
man.
weird. Yeah. I like new stuff, and it's cool to see that. If you just listen to the old stuff, you get bored as well. So, you're just going to moan regardless.
They have to progress as a band. They can't just play their old stuff all the time. So, fuck it.
In the videos, you would have seen us saying about how quiet the blood rave was. One of the Bloodstock guys actually got back to me. I forgot his name, Lloyd, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He actually did get back to me and explain that it was a sound curfew issue.
Yeah.
Literally put everything into perspective. I knew exactly what he was on about straight away.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because everything was very quiet,
but
it was alright.
He explained it as we'd rather have a festival and do it quietly than not have a festival and risk it. So, and these fucking noise Nazis are going to be everywhere, so, it makes sense. But it does have an effect, but they're part of us as well, it'll have an effect on them, won't it?
Yeah.
Question of the quality of the DJs.
No.
That is something that I did notice compared to the last download we did, where the download people, they had to be centre of attention all the time. The DJs, they'd interrupt every set, every song, talking shit.
Oh
like,
gosh, yeah.
do you remember
Forgot
that?
about that.
And then
Yeah,
they'd play the
shit.
same thing as the guy before.
Oh no, those after parties were fucking dreadful, and we
Download.
Yeah, at download we hated them, and we couldn't stay there. We just went in for 5 minutes.
Alright, time for duality again.
They talk over it. They play Sum 41 8 times in a row, and it's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
So,
and then the next DJ does the same thing. The changeover time was 10 minutes in one of those. So, like, the quality of the set, there's no question. It's a totally different thing, and the vibe was good. Everyone was happy.
Yeah.
The Blood Rave, especially, that was really fun.
Blood Rave was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like Blade soundtrack vibes, and it was really, really fun. We were all smashed and actually all on a level where we're all enjoying it. There wasn't like people just kind of awkwardly standing there. Like everyone in there was dancing around, going crazy. Like it was really, really good.
But it was nice having a DJ, but every DJ was like a hype guy rather than a centre of attention, look at me guy who's on the mic trying to talk over the songs.
They weren't talking over anything, which is I
really
hate
cool.
when they talk over stuff. Or they just make everything a remix for no reason.
Yeah.
And like blend two irrelevant songs together,
They did do
thinking
that
they're
a couple of
being
times.
unique, but not really. Not
No.
in the Blood Rave.
The Limp Bizkit one was actually quite funny. I think that was the last night.
No, it was a
That
joke.
did get quite a few laughs.
Yeah. But it wasn't every fucking song.
So cheers for actually explaining that. No other festival would really send or get in touch like that, so that was pretty cool.
So we don't really eat much at this festival because we never really do. We're just hungover and hot and don't really want to eat. But we did get some good stuff. There was some pretty good vegan options this year.
But there wasn't on the campsite. There was
no
vegan options. There was
No.
veggie,
No.
other than chips.
On the campsite, meh. I mean, yeah. Would
Nothing.
it kill them to have like vegan sausages in the breakfast selection? No. But
That was incredibly surprising. for a festival that caters for everything, and they're really good at that normally. No vegan options at all on the site other than chips.
I don't think they even had like oat milk in the
No.
coffee stands, which is just pathetic, frankly, because most people drink oat milk anyway nowadays. So I don't know how these places don't do it. It's just standard.
Yeah, and especially at £4 a cup.
Yeah.
You know, like what was the other one? There was another gluten. Like I had someone moaning at me about a gluten thing, and I was like, look, I don't even know what the fuck gluten is. Like, you're gonna have to really simplify this because I'm not very clever with this stuff.
Was this the cross-contamination thing you
No, that was something else. Yeah, with the veggie stuff and the meat stuff, they were using the same utensils. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan like you, if I use something that's been cooking bacon and pick up your stuff with it, you know, that's not nice to see.
it's pretty basic.
That's basic. I mean, if that was an allergy thing, you know, it's not like that's basic food hygiene. Man.
Yeah, and for me, it's more like I don't really have to worry about food poisoning because I'm not eating meat, and like meat at a festival can be sus, as we know. So if they're using like the same knives and stuff like that, no, I'd rather just not risk it, just not even eat. Because if I got ill, well, I'm not even eating that fucking meat, you know. It's just it's one of my fears.
Yeah.
All the water I saw was £2.50 minimum.
Yeah.
I never saw a quid. It was £3.50 for a drink at Spudman. £3.50, and I thought that was pretty bad.
I'll tell you something. That potato was fucking awesome, though.
Yeah. Talk about the potato.
I loved it.
What
There's
did you
me
get?
slating the gimmick, but you know, he's a lovely guy. Does really well, and you know, he's a positive person. You know, for what he has to go through. You know, with all the dialysis stuff and you know everything else. You know, really cool guy.
You were excited to get your tuna potato.
I was, because I don't get to eat this sort of stuff at home because Ruby is obviously vegan. So yeah, I got to eat quite a few different food selections throughout this, and yeah, it was quite nice change. Them bloody kids. We'll go on to that. London Metal to the Masses winners. What a fucking show they put on. Well done. They totally went for it. The new members have added everything that was missing to that band. Everything. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was nice to see them rise to the occasion, and they did Metal to the Masses proud.
Yeah.
You know, it was the right call picking them to win. As much as I thought Men's Retters would absolutely smash that. But yeah.
To be fair, Men's Retters would have died of heat exhaustion in that heat wave. So probably best that they didn't win.
Personal highlight for me, Lethal Evil. Now, Lethal Evil, I first met JP, the singer / guitarist of that and Sanguinem, and I first met him when I listed a few of my guitar collection up on eBay and other places, and JP won one or bought one, messaged me about one, and yeah, so went round this guy's house, and I thought, this seems shady. We're in the middle of like central London. I was like, something ain't right here, and I had really bad vibes walking in, and JP was the most welcoming person I've ever met in my life. And the guitar that I sold him when we first met was the guitar that he was playing on stage during this set, so it was cool to see it used properly rather than sit on a wall. It was a demo, it was a Washburn guitar, but Solar Guitars based all of their stuff off of this individual guitar. So it's a pretty decent historic model. I never actually told JP that either. So, you know, it's a very significant guitar in that era. And it's a good guitar, you know, and it was nice to see it used properly, played properly, rather than sit on a wall as an ornament. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, so when Billy went to deliver this guitar to London, and I was like, sounds a bit sus. And he went there, he's like, I'm nearly there, and then he didn't reply to me for like 4 hours, and I was like, he's been murdered, because he's dead, obviously. And I was freaking out, because normally we're very good, we're not the sort of couple to just like ignore each other all day or whatever. We're good to communication, so for him to not text me for like a
It's been
long
20
time.
minutes.
No, like I started to get a bit worried. I was like, is he alright? He's out in London. Something bad happened. I don't know. And then finally he replied like, I've just met the best guy ever.
Yeah,
Mad.
so meeting JP from that day, seeing him do that, and then seeing what he's actually where he's taken this band, it's a pretty cool moment for me, you know, on a personal level. And the band did brilliant. The band looked good, they looked the part, and yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was in his kitchen.
yeah.
We had a couple of beers by that point.
and then it's just loads of videos of JP playing the guitar, and it
Yeah,
said,
literally like.
it said, I got a full concert, many songs. He's fucking awesome, eccentric as fuck, but genuinely nice.
But yeah, so that's our behind the scenes Lethal Evil story as to where I went missing and how me and JP met. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you were buzzing after that. You were so happy. I remember I called you when you like got back to the train or whatever. You were like, I've had the best night in ages.
It got
I
me
met this
back into
guy.
playing guitar.
Yeah, this guy's so cool. He's so passionate. He's so nice. Like you were absolutely buzzing that day. And it
Because
was
of
like,
that,
oh,
I hadn't played guitar in years. I had a bit of a moment and then just stopped playing, and you know, as many of these musician people do, and just stopped playing, forgot a lot of what I knew, and went around there and gained all that passion back.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I just sold one of the best guitars I had. but I played some of the others, and it was cool. It was a nice memory jogger, you know.
Yeah.
You meet these people sometimes and you just know.
Yeah.
But,
That was fun.
he got to play Bloodstock. Well done him.
Yeah.
So while we're sitting in traffic, which is a negative thing, as you can see, it's rammed on the M20 as normal. This is really going to affect our time going to the next festival we're on our way to now. Negatives from Bloodstock. The first day, water queues. Well, no, it wasn't the first day.
No.
Whatever it was, the water queues everywhere was quite bad, and the water pressure was dreadful. A lot of the taps, which wasn't great.
It's because it was so hot, so people were constantly having showers, which was like diverting the water pressure. They said on the last day that to turn the showers off. So
really?
so that they could have water, because people were trying to get water and it wasn't working. All the pressure was going into the showers.
But here's the thing: you actually get an answer.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the best things about this festival. If there's something that you're not happy with, quite often, like with me and the sound, they respond not in an aggressive way like other places. They respond in an educational way and help you understand the reason as to why something has gone wrong or that isn't correct. So, and quite often they'll fix it next year.
Yeah.
This, you got an answer, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I saw
Very
it on
cool.
the last day, and they posted like, "Stars, we've got to turn off all the showers for a bit so that people can drink water." It was so hot.
Right.
Like it always seems to be a heat wave at Bloodstock, and it was proper hot. Everyone was getting so fucking burnt. I was like on it with the sun cream to make sure none of us got too burnt, but it was mad. So
Yeah.
that added to the general stress of the situation, and then the signal kept going down.
Oh,
so,
I had no signal. Yeah.
so no signal the whole time, and then the vendors had no signal to use their card machines.
Yeah.
So a lot of it, the first day, all the bars were cash only. So
That fucked us.
yeah, so people kept queuing up all the way to the front, like for an hour, to be told you have to pay by cash, of which no one had any cash. So it was a bit.
Because even the queue for the cash machines, that didn't have signal to work and charged you £3. So like, that was tough to take when that's their mistake in a way. You know, there's no getting around it. You should have signal.
Yeah.
Grasspop has signal. They pay for the extra phone mast.
Yeah.
So like,
There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to do that there, or have Wi-Fi thingies.
Yeah.
Or something.
I mean, the staff had Wi-Fi, but that went down. So
Well, yeah, you can't use anything.
yeah, I was pretty gutted about that because we cut our Lemmy's night short and went back to camp because of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
No one had
so.
cash.
Yeah, no one has cash. So yeah, that sucks. You're going to get a whole bunch of people going, cash is king, etc., etc. But at a festival, the chance of you losing it,
Yeah.
if I lose a card, I can just cancel it or get my money back. If I lose cash, it's gone.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
Exactly. And a lot of people were getting things stolen as
Yeah,
well
apparently
this
so.
year.
I didn't see any of that.
No. So
none of it.
No. So I was
So-
reading lots of posts about people getting, well, obviously the usual getting phones stolen in the pit. We all know that happens. We all know you should wear a bum bag or something to reduce the risk. But people were apparently getting stuff stolen out of their tents at night. And
Yeah, I saw the posts on that.
that's
People
not-
going into tents, shining lights into people's eyes, pretending that they are, you know, like,
So-
oh, sorry, it's my tent.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm just drunk, sorry. And then
Yeah.
like stealing their phones. Someone had like loads of cash stolen. There was loads and loads and loads of instances of this happening that I was seeing on Facebook. So it was just, it's not normally the Bloodstock vibe. So it was
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it has been since the plague. You know, it has been.
Yeah.
I've had my tent broken into twice at Bloodstock. And one time when I first went there and I took all my camera gear, I put a padlock on it. They cut the padlock off to get in there. So they didn't take anything, so I had it on me. But they'd gone in there, gone through everything. And I thought, you sneaky bastards. So they are going with tools, you know, and that happened to me personally. So,
You got to be extra careful and just
Yeah.
basically don't bring anything with you that you don't want anyone to take.
well,
Like,
that's previous years anyway.
Yeah.
The merch queues, the click and collect merch queue on the first day, that went the whole way back to the stage. Yeah.
I don't really understand.
And everything was out of stock. If, like, you know, from what we had, everyone that I spoke to was moaning about a t-shirt or a patch or something being out of stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
I personally can't comprehend how someone would queue for like 3 hours in the blazing sun to buy a t-shirt. Like, I don't grasp that whatsoever. If it was a click and collect, you've already paid for it, sure. But like, I never understood that. And the queue is like crazy the entire festival because everyone's willing to queue for 3 fucking hours to buy a patch. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all. It's not me to judge, but like, why the fuck does anyone do that?
Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy.
But yeah, the signal, I kept getting messages later on, you know, this is from a social media person. A lot of the time I use this social media stuff to work, you know, with the YouTube stuff and everything. And not having the signal or media access, I didn't get a media ticket. I didn't apply for a media ticket for this. So not being able to keep in contact with the people or sort stuff out from Pitfest was quite difficult because it might only be a couple of seconds that you need the signal for, but not
Yeah.
being able to keep in touch with the people
Yeah.
for a business purpose. You know, this is something that is making me money, and having people think that you're ignoring them or, you know, you miss an opportunity or something was very, very frustrating, especially from a media-based person. And
Yeah.
that was tough.
Yeah.
You don't real, you know, me personally, I didn't realize how much I rely on this shit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is the case.
Yeah,
but-
it was incredibly frustrating to have to be like, meet here in an hour, don't fucking move, or like, I'll try and contact you in a bit. Like, you couldn't get through. So if
Yeah.
you went off without each other, it was impossible to find each other again. You just have to wait until much later on and hope that they would be at Lemmy's or something.
Yeah.
But it is difficult to not be able to contact your friends when someone like Bartek and Joe just go missing all the time and you don't know where they are, and it's like, oh, because
They never have phone battery anyway,
no.
like they're them people.
they always, the pair of them never bring like power packs with them.
Joe had a power pack, but he didn't charge it.
Yeah, exactly. So you might as well have not brought it, and he didn't have a cable. So
I
like,
turned up with that white cable that had pieces missing at one point.
people are so unprepared for festivals. It blows my mind. I have like 5 power packs that I bring with me because I'm so worried about my phone dying, or if Bill needed an extra one for the camera or something. I like to be extra prepared. And then there's other people who just bring nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? I get it, you're not sitting there on your phone, but to take photos and videos and stuff, it's nice to be able to do that. So, I don't know.
Good thing we got an average speed camera sign now. Because our average speed since we've been on the fucking motorway has been about 2 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So, how long we got to get there?
3 hours, 48 minutes.
Brilliant. And we've been on the road for already about an hour.
Yeah.
The things
Seven
we do
Oaks.
for music. So, a personal moment for me at Bloodstock this year. very personal. Well, two. I can give you two straight after each other. At the Lemmy thing, the Lemmy memorial, the thing's already happened. I choked up through that. When Phil come out, it was enough for me. It was very difficult. After that, they took Lemmy's ashes, put it in the Lemmy memorial thing. You've got a Bloodstock art gallery almost. So we had a little look around there. Went around there with the guys. We all did it as a team. Had a little cry together, a little moment together, say goodbye. I went back to take it in sort of alone, off camera. Sometimes these things are better off camera. It's better to do it off camera, you know, so you can actually focus and take it in. You know, not everything needs to be filmed, and I am learning that. Just having a little moment. Some of the guys have gone, you know, whatever. Just reading the notes, taking a bit more time on a personal level, because that guy meant so much to me. Reading this handwritten note by Lemmy, getting pretty choked up. At that moment, Alan, Bloodstock owner or organizer, Matt from Machine Head, he's come over for a private tour. They start by just getting to the same exact piece that I'm reading, and the piece that I'm reading is round the corner of what you're meant to be looking at anyway. So I'm sort of already arched round. I turn around and there's them two. I was like, fucking hell. Took me back, because obviously I'm borderline tears as it is. You know, I see two people I look up to quite a lot, and yeah, getting me now. And you know, didn't want to pound their time or sort of interrupt the tour. You know, it was a bit much. Gave a quick fist bump, quick hi. Said, how the hell did you book Josh Barnett? Because that guy is a legend, and I loved MMA back in the times. And Josh Barnett was one of them. He was an original, an OG. And I said, how'd you book that guy? Standing next to the drummer of Machine Head that had just been announced to headline the next year, and you know, the organizer. And I didn't want to interrupt their time, you know, because it might be as emotional as what I was doing. So I just left them to it. Yeah, that was a moment. That was a very surreal moment for me. Awesome moment. I'm glad in a way it wasn't filmed, because it would take away from it. I would have want to watch it back in a way. Like, it's sometimes things are better up here, and that was nice. That was nice. The Josh Barnett thing, like I was just saying then, he did like this jiu-jitsu / wrestling training in the arena. The weather was perfect for it. One of my mates was in it, and they start with leg locks. Now, at the level that I was at, and I went to a few clubs back in the times, and they wouldn't let you train legs like in that way, like until the higher grades. So watching someone start with leg locks, leg holds, heel hooks, like what, knee bars and shit, I was like, I've never seen this. We didn't get a chance to see this until very high up, and you would just be sitting in on the higher grades. You literally weren't allowed to do it. He starts by doing that. So I was a bit taken back, because I was like, leg work? Are you sure? And because obviously I'm talking MMA language now, or jiu-jitsu language. There is no biting point for a leg. Like, it just goes. Like, that's it. Like, mumps on the shelf. That's your real job gone. That's everything gone. It's not like a choke where you just sort of pass out, or, you know, you can feel it. And you're training amateurs on legs. It was very, very... to other people, it might look really boring and dull, but like to me, I was like, what? And Josh is fucking huge, man. Like his backspan is the size of our bed, darling. But yeah, it was a proper nerd moment for me, and I actually loved that. That was one of the highlights for me for Bloodstock, because it brought back a lot of happy memories from when I did used to train. Clearly them days very, very gone now. But yeah, that was cool. Sticking with the fighting and you know, the combat sports, Sullivan King, I sat down purely to provoke someone. Like, with all the chairs that were in the arena this year, there was chairs everywhere. Everyone had at least 4 chairs each, and it was everywhere, wasn't it? Like, you know, you're walking past, there'll be a child on a chair, there'll be, like, for Combi Christ, there was children fucking everywhere, on chairs in a line next to people who are going to do combi Christ things. Now, we won't go into that, but you don't mix these things in a line, like big line of chairs right in the way. And they get arsey with you when you're trying to get to see the band. They got a line of like 10 chairs. But on one of these chairs in the arena was Sullivan King, a professional wrestler, British wrestler. I used to follow that sport. It was everything to me as a teenager to mid-30s, pretty much where we are now. And it was, he sees the Saints of the Undead patch. I said, you know, it's Saints of the Undead jacket. And he was like, where'd you get that? I said, oh, Lee's a friend of mine. You know, he did me a jacket. And I was like, we're chatting away. This guy makes a load of the wrestling jackets. And I sat down purely to provoke him into moving the seats around. And I was knackered anyway. And we had a chat for about 20 minutes, didn't we? He was great. Like, absolutely great. He cut a promo for the vlog. And mate, I really appreciate it. Not telling me to fuck off. And yeah, gained a mate there. Like, top fella. Top fella.
Yeah, it was funny because we were waiting to go and see something, I can't remember, but Bill just sits down in this random chair, of which belonged to that guy's partner. So when she came back, we were just like, should we just leave them to it?
I didn't know that.
Like they're in the wrestling zone, like they're talking and reminiscing and like absolutely loving this conversation, and me and her were just like straight over our heads, like, should we leave them to it? Yeah. So we just let you,
I didn't even see it.
yeah, let you chat for a bit longer. So that was quite funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a highlight for me. Weird little Bloodstock interactions.
Yeah, I think we had a lot more of that this year, of just like really friendly, nice interactions with the randomers. And that's what it's all about. Like, it's so friendly, everyone's so nice, and sometimes you get these, you know, glimmers of like really lovely conversations.
Yeah.
And it's just like, aw, you know.
It's a bin jousting. It's lost its edge. People still found the way to illegally do it. But
I found it painfully boring, not gonna lie. Like,
the old bin jousting, part of the thrill was nicking the bins. You know, we'd confuse the security to the point they wouldn't look. They'd chain them up, would cut the chains or whatever, and you know, part of the fun was nicking it. It was a lot of fun. And Billy came over, Top Hat. He's run the campsite games forever. Bloodstock legend, like true Bloodstock legend. And he come over, explained it all. And we all know it didn't work. We all know it didn't work, but the vibe was still there. It's not a lost cause. Like, we embrace our culture at Bloodstock, and we gave it a go. We gave it a go. The tires messed it up because the impact was part of the fun. So there was a lot more wrestling on the top of the bin. So it kind of killed the atmosphere and made it a bit more violent. Normally it's more fun. So it was tough to watch, but the culture was there. It was still fun. We gave it a go.
yeah, I think it was just because they had like crash mats and cushions, and like it was all about the safety, that everyone's signing waivers left and right. Like, it was so organized, which, fair enough, they wanted to make it like that, that's fine, but because of the way it was run, the whole point of it before is that the impact blasts the two people at each other, and then you joust for a second or two and one falls off. But it was like impact, slightly 10 minutes of wrestling, one person gets slowly lowered to the ground onto the crash mat. Like, it was so boring. I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy it. It was still a laugh and everything to see characters and see everyone having a laugh, but there was no, the joy of it was gone, and it was just too gentle and too censored and just like meh.
The location of it was difficult because you're going uphill on one side.
Yeah, no, that was wrong.
So we should do it outside Fat Frank's. I'd be well up for sponsoring one of these, by the way. I'm sure there's a few different companies that would be up for putting their name on the bin. I think that'd be a right good time. We'll have Where's Bartek the Bin or something. You know, that'd be funny. But no, in all seriousness, the way how the arena was set up, it's angled, so you don't necessarily need that level of distance in between the bins. Like when we're all right up close, it feels more impactful.
Yeah.
So change the angle of it,
Yeah.
and you've got a functioning game. Like it's not a lost cause by any means.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Embracing the t-shirts was a fantastic nod to our tradition as well. Like the fact that we had the bin jousting merch was excellent, and the guy who did it, when he sent me the mock-up of it, because we were talking about it for a while, I've forgotten his name, but I'll put it in the comments. He sent me a mock-up of the design. I was like, are you fucking sure, mate? I'll put it on the screen now so you can have a little look. And then he drew it into what it was now. And yeah, excellent ideas, excellent nod to our previous Bloodstocks. I would say at this point, I mean, we've been driving for a long time, stuck in traffic. I have eaten an entire pack of pork pies. So the, what is it, continuity, like the continuity in between shots. It's not that. I'm just literally reloading pork pies. I chain eat pork pies the same as I chain drink beers. Pies up, pies up, pies up.
149 miles to go.
Only 149 miles to go in England.
Happy. The sheep. Sheep. Oh. We noticed that the vendors were not being sneaky about showing the card readers. Like, they're actually showing you the prices and letting you pay with confidence that you weren't being scammed, which was happening a lot last year and happened loads at download. So that was better.
I caught it on camera a few times, like previous festivals, especially download. Not the most recent one, the one before, I think.
I can't remember.
I think it's the one where we met, maybe, and I caught it a few times on camera, where they'd type in a price, hand you the PDQ machine, not show you the price. So when you say, can I see it? And it's got an extra 20 quid on there. Vendors, when they do it, it's like, for them personally, some of these people. So it was a bit tough to take when you have people just scamming you. It's always a mistake. Oh, sorry, that's a mistake. But it's never a mistake in your favour, is it? It's always up. This, for Bloodstock, every single time, prices were spot on, and they showed you the price first. It's a massive thing that put a bit of faith in me that they won't mess with us when we're drunk. You know, like, because we spend a lot of money at festivals, we go and do it properly, don't we? We go to every vendor, you know, we have a little look round, you know, we spend a lot of money on beers, and they all know us come by the end of it. And yeah, that was a massive plus point. And I think the PDQ machine seemed different as well. They seemed more like the Barclays one, so, or whatever it was, so we could see it, see the amount as well.
Yeah.
A lot more honest people there. Border staff and security, they were up for a laugh. They were very, very happy to be there, it seemed, this year. Total change from previous years. We've done enough of these now that we can compare it to previous years. This security firm and these people that come over when we had an incident on site, when Bartek was attacked by that crazy lady, they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They got our humour on the last day, and every other day they were just getting involved with us, keeping us safe at the same time, making sure everyone's okay, but then getting involved with us. It's exactly the right way security and site supervision should be, especially in Midgard. You can't have strict militant people, because we won't behave to that. These people kept us in line the right way and stopped it getting out of control, because it would have. You know, it's Midgard, and they were great this year, really, really great. So, you know, thumbs up for them. Really, really good time.
Yeah, they weren't too invasive or like, you know, standing too close when we're all just like drunk and being silly. Because if you're in that mood and you're all like having a laugh and there's just some security person like breathing down your neck, it ruins it. And we've had that a few times at like various venues or whatever, where it just spoils the vibes, because you feel like you're being watched. You feel like you're doing something wrong and you're being watched.
No.
So
O2 people just follow me around. Like they get worried when like people come up to me all the time. And it's like they literally follow, and it's like they think it's like you're up to no good, but
Yeah.
people come up to you because you know fucking everyone. It drives you mad.
Yeah, so it was good to not have that, especially like in Midgard at 5 a.m. when we're all just like shit-faced and having a good time. To not have that spoiled by an overbearing security guard is a good thing.
But they were all like it, and normally you have one or two, but to have such a positive thing or positive experience with not just the security, the entrance lady, the vendors, the entrance people, you know, like every crowd surfer capture guy, they seem like giggling and laughing, and that is incredibly rare, and I've never seen that at a festival before, well, in years and years and years, where people actually enjoyed being there. You know,
I think, well, based on that woman was saying, she was like, please put me on Bloodstock. Like, I really want to be put on Bloodstock, and I bet a lot of people are like that, because you can imagine the crowds and the people at Bloodstock, you know, not to toot our own horns, but we're generally going to be more friendly and nicer than a lot of other festivals.
100%. So we hit our next bit of traffic on the motorway. This, what would have taken 1 hour 20 minutes has taken 2 hours 20 minutes so far, I think. To end our little discussion about Bloodstock, let's say Architects. That was probably the only letdown band for me personally, or you know, along that Satricon were a bit flat, I thought, but Architects were just kind of flat. Didn't really treat it as a headline set, I felt. It just felt like another Architects gig. There was a lot of vocal effects from where we were. So that was quite strange. We were looking around thinking, are we the only ones feeling this? We wasn't.
Yeah, it felt like they were just playing a track and kind of screaming over certain bits
pieces of it,
but not really.
The stage show and the stage itself and the actual performance was excellent. Like, a lot of people seem really, really into it, but for me personally, it fell a bit flat. Let me know in the comments how you felt. Yeah, that was a bit of a downer for me. I say meeting the Patreon lot, like we met loads of them. Like I'm pretty surprised how many there was off the Patreon. And it was all nice to have a couple of beers, a cuddle, you know, get you on the vlog if we could, if you was up for it. You know, the Bishops, that was cool. Sam, obviously. Rupert Bell, you know, it was nice to see you, mate. Phil, you come over and even got us some beers, mate. Like, wearing the t-shirt as well, which was pretty funny. Loved that. Fair few, wasn't there? I don't want to miss anybody, but we're doing it off the top of my head, and I'm driving down a motorway on our way to another festival, so please excuse me if we have missed someone. Kev, sorry mate, and Steve, sorry mate. Yeah, great to see you again, Kev. Proper conversation in the same exact place that we left each other last year, and yeah, meant a lot to catch up to me, mate. Really appreciate that. And yeah, Steve, great to see you around a campsite. I'm glad that you grew up. Not at all. Yeah, awesome. The optional extra day. Personally, I think that's a fantastic idea. Keeping it optional, it eases the traffic around the local area, so there was absolutely no queue getting in. Local area wasn't affected at all because it gives the people who go just for music the chance to go just for music. It gives the party animals a place to go. It was done perfectly, unlike Download a few years back at that Metallica time. Oversold, no question. Forced everyone to go a day early, and people were stuck in a day in a queue for 12 hours. You know, this was a perfect example of how to schedule an entry. You know,
Worked really well.
Worked perfectly. Created a better vibe. It wasn't even a fact that we needed anything on camp to do for that first day. It was just go there, set up, and we figure out our own entertainment, you know.
Yeah, just eased it into it a bit nicer, so you didn't feel like you're in such a rush to get there on Thursday, set up camp, and hurry up
before the band.
Yeah.
We had no time deadline or rush, you know, to see anything. So for us, that was perfect. For other people, it won't be their jam. So keeping it optional and keeping the tickets cheaper and having this as an add-on is exactly what Bloodstock is. You know, it's perfect like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, to pay an extra 20 quid to basically just have a night of camping with your mates. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it suits us because we got a lot of mates. You know, it gave us that extra social day, and you know that's what we're all about, isn't it? Like our buddies. But yeah, love that. To summarise, then, we're giving you a full festival review on the route to another festival, so that you we're on nuts, aren't we? Yeah. To summarise, I had an absolute blast this festival. The weather was pretty decent the whole way through. The people were cool. Bands were good. Weren't all about the headliners for me, but we had a fantastic time, I think.
Yeah, it's less about the music this time, less like rushing to desperately get to the next band, just more chilling, seeing our friends.
Seeing our fans.
Yeah.
Great interactions all weekend.
Yeah. It was very good, and we had no major issues really. It was nice to have kind of a redemption from last year's Bloodstock and kind of make things right and enjoy it again, because we were both a bit scarred last year and a bit like, are we even going to go to Bloodstock next year? So to have it really good, enjoy it a lot, and have it all really smooth was a breath of fresh air for us. Yeah,
so I was actually going to quit the whole vlogging thing after all of that, because I didn't want to capture moments like that ever again. You know, and ironically, the band that we're going to see today is the band that Vyte died to. So we get to correct that memory straight after Bloodstock, where it's a year after his passing. So
yeah, it's very important to correct both of these memories, and
that's how it feels in a way.
It does.
It does feel like that.
Because after that happened, I didn't even want to listen to Meshuggah. I didn't listen to them for months because it was like,
tainted.
Yeah, it was attached to a traumatizing memory, and so this is like our chance to fix it, and that's why it's so important to me that we go to this.
It was important for me when we did the tribute thing, so we knew the music was still for us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and now we get a chance to
actually enjoy it.
Yeah, reset a bad memory with a good memory,
and
I think that's why it's not exactly convenient for us to go to Bristol. Clearly, it's a long way, and like I really appreciate the effort that Billy's putting in to make this work, because they're one of my favourite bands. But I really, really want to see them, and we both really want to correct that memory. So it's going to be very important for us, this arc tangent.
Yeah.
And it's a new festival.
Yeah, it's one of them things you can't predict a suicide. You know, no matter how loved you are by your friends, you know, sometimes you just don't feel it. So it's important to check on your friends.
Yeah.
Even when they seem happy, you know.
Yeah.
Keep in contact, make the effort with your friends.
And speak to each other. Men are not good at that, and you've got to get better at it.
Yeah.
It's so important. So definitely gonna be
do anything to not have to go through that ever again. With that, I hope you enjoyed our little Bloodstock review, and thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being a part of this craziness, and we're going to give you something else to watch very soon, because we're filming it as we go.
And thank you to everyone who came up to me and was really nice to me, and had some really nice conversations and selfies and chats, and I just had a really fun time because of all the nice people I got to meet at Bloodstock. So thanks.
Until 2025 Bloodstock.
Yeah. See you next year, where we are so happy about the headliners.
Oh, well, yeah, we were going to end, but that festival was literally written for me. Like, oh my God. Everything about it, I was buzzing. And you see the reactions as in our video there, you see the reactions. So
cannot wait for next year.
Thank you for that festival. Sign me up now.
It's going to be fucking epic.
Yeah. well happy with
We're
that.
chuffed. So, see you next year.
Yeah. Enjoy them future ticket sales. My God, that's going to be a sellout.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on it and actually get our tickets this time, not leave it to the last minute like we always do.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
That's not beers up this time. That's energy drink.
Ooh.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
So,
Here we
here
are.
we go.
Oh
Here we
my
go.
fucking God, we're here. We're here. Holy shit balls.
All right, job done.
Sorry, mate. Thank you.
Done.
We made it.
That was fucking long.
Oh my God, that was
That
crazy.
was so long. Like, look at this, look. 6:15.
We left at 12. Well, we left at
Fuck that.
12:30.
Oh my days. Our tangent.
Arc tangent.
Whatever.